Welcome back, students. We have a beautiful question here. We are expected to obtain the GCF factoring for the polynomial 14x raised to the power 5 times y squared, negative 42x squared times y, positive 28xy. So as usual, we would start off by rewriting the quantity 14 in terms of its prime factors. So 7 times 2 is going to be 14. So I've got nothing else to reduce this. So it's going to be just 7 times 2. 42, I can write it as 7 times 6, which can be rewritten as 7 times 2 times 3. And 28, I can rewrite it as 7 times 4. Rewriting it, I would get 7 times 2 times 2. So now group these elements. So I got a group formed there for 7. So place that, represented by means of writing 1 7 there, followed by another group for the number 2. So place the 2 there. But are there any groups for 3 or for this 2 for that matter? No, none. So just don't bother. So the GCF of 14, 42, 28 is going to be 14. So now, how are we going to represent the polynomial in form of this GCF which we have found? First thing you need to do is to place 14. We see that we got a x raised to the power 5 as featured as the first term, followed by another x squared here and x here. So you need to place just x with a degree 1 there, because that is the smallest degree that occurs in all of the terms there. Then look for the next variable. You see a y there, y squared, followed by a y and then a y. So naturally you need to place a y with a degree 1. Now follow it up by filling up the parenthesis. So obviously you can see the number should be 1, so I'm not explicitly writing 1, it's understood, but I need to account for the variable x to the power 5 there. I have a 1 already there, so I need to place x and the degree should be 4 there, because 4 added with 1 would give me 5, followed by y. That degree is going to be 1, because 1 added with 1 would give me 2. The sign that you see there is negative, place the negative sign. Next is, naturally, to get 42 I need to place 3 there, because 3 times 14 would give me 42. Now the degree of x, I got a 1 standing outside, so follow it up by placing a x and a 1 there, because 1 added with 1 would give me 2. I don't need to place a y there because y already is out. So 3x times 14xy would give me 42x squared y. The sign is positive, place the sign positive. Naturally 2 multiplied with 14 would give me 28. I need a x there, but the x is already featured there. I need a y, the y is also featured there. So if you want to be more specific, you can simply place x raised to the power 0 times y raised to the power 0. Of course, it's not going to make a big difference, but just to serve you as an understanding. Rewriting, I would get 14xy multiplied with x raised to the power 4 times y, negative 3 times x, positive 2. So this is the GCF factoring for the required polynomial. Okay, let us try to obtain the GCF factoring for 12x cubed y raised to the power 5, negative 8x squared y raised to the power 2, positive 16x raised to the power 4 times y. Foremost, rewrite the terms in the form of prime factors. Okay, so 12 can be rewritten as 4 times 3, which can otherwise be rewritten as 2 times 2 times 3. And next number is going to be 8. 8 is 4 times 2, which can be rewritten as 2 times 2 times 2. And 16. 16 is 4 times 4, which is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now you start the grouping. I've got already a group here, so that means a 2 goes there. When it comes to GCF of 12, 8 and 16, followed by another group, so I got another 2, but apparently I've got none left here. So it's going to be 4. The GCF of 12, 8, 16 is going to be 4. So rewriting the polynomial, we now have a 4 there. Look for the variable. See, I've got a x, y with a degree 5 and with a degree 3 and a 5, and a x and a y with a degree 2 and a degree 2, and x and a y with a degree 4 and a degree 1. So naturally x and y are occurring all through the polynomial. So definitely we need to have a x and a y. Open the parenthesis. If you see the polynomial, you have to locate for that degree of x which is least. So I got a 3 here, but I got a 2 here, and I got a 4 here. So the least degree for x is going to be 2. Similarly, look for the least degree for y. I got a 5 featuring here, I got a 2 featuring here, and I got a 1 featuring here. So that degree is going to be 1 there for y. Now the number that has to be multiplied with 4 to get 12 is going to be 3, right? So I need a x cubed there, but I have a x squared there, so naturally you place a x there. But I have got a y here, so that means I need to place y to the power 4 there, followed by a negative sign. To get 8, I need to multiply 4 with 2. Now I got x squared there, so that settles because I already have an x squared here. I need to get a y squared, but I've got just a 1y outside the parenthesis, so place a y there, followed by a positive sign. I need to get 16, so it's going to be 4 multiplied with 4 would give me 16. I got a x to the power 4 degree there, but x squared is lying outside. So place a x squared there so that you can get an x to the power 4 there. I need to get y. Y has got a degree 1 there, right? So I already have a y lying outside, so you don't need to place any y there. So it's just going to be 4x squared. So rewriting, I'm rewriting the terms, so it's going to be 4 times x squared y, open the parenthesis, 3 times x y to the power 4, negative 2 times y, positive 4 times x squared. So this is the GCF factoring for the question.